What's going on, guys? Apparently, what the fuck is this? It seems as though a bunch of, what the hell is this? Dude, I don't even know what the hell I'm looking at right now. I don't know if they're probably not fake, but like I saw like Majin Bey had a video or something like that, and then I just saw Snooey had a video, all 30 something cards. So I have to go through this. What the fuck? Dude, I was on a date, man, and insane. So let's just go one by one. Hopefully, does it? Oh, it actually does. That's cool. All right, so let's go one by one. So first up, we have Zulani, Aspect's Bane. I have +2/+2 for each ally that died with its powered increase. Attack, transform attacking non-darkened followers into exact copies of me. Whoa, dude. So is she like taking over like every single thing? This is a token card as well. So this comes from this card actually, from Zulani the Blood Weaver. So it looks like she's like infused. She has the blood letters. Like, she looks insane. I have +1/+1 for each ally that died with his powered increase, which is so easy to do. And it doesn't say like both their attack and defense. It's just like it's easy. Empowered 16, transform me into the Aspect's Bane, which is this one. And then every time she attacks, she turns them into her, which is a overwhelm pretty much that's going to have a really big attack because it's really easy. And it says allies that died, so you don't actually have to slay it. So this card is actually kind of nuts. It is weird that it's in Targon though. It is a Targon card, so there's definitely going to be something with that. Like, I don't know, because like it's very easy in Targon to like gem something real quick and then let it die, right? Like gem it and attack into something, or Pale Cascade and then boom. Like, just with a couple of deaths, you only need like 4, and this is a 7 cost 6/6 with overwhelm, right? And then as the match goes on, if you draw it later in the game, it still does pretty good. I don't know what empowered is though. Maybe they'll tell me, because they also have empowered 3 elusive. This is a 3 cost 2/4. I have to probably go on Twitter. We'll go on Twitter later and see what the hell empowered is. This one's empowered 5, and I'm assuming, without looking at it, empowered is probably like just boost attack or defense or something like that, which would be weird because then they'd have to change what like Bard does. But this one just gets its Fury has overwhelm, 4 cost Fury card with decent stats. Seems pretty nuts actually. Next up, I see Kale's right there. That's cool. This one's another Targon card, Purifying. These are all Targon cards, by the way. Purifying Flames. Grant an ally in hand +3/+3 and another +2/+2. That's insane. For 4 mana? Dude, what? What? And I see that she, oh, wait, hold on. What? Dude, that like, it doesn't that power creep like Destiny's Call? Like this is nuts. Can't you, no, I think turn 3, right? Turn 1, don't play anything. You have 1 mana, then 2 mana, so 3. So you can't do this, so you would need, turn 3, you can use this though. Turn 3, use this with basically all your mana outside of 1. The only way I could see this being somewhat balanced is if there's, if you need to have 2 units in hand. So it's like not as consistent if you don't draw a bunch of stuff, but that's the best I can think of. Next up is going to be, wait, I should be going like this, right? Oh, wait. See, I guess that's why you shouldn't. Full art. Well, okay, no. There we go. Next up is going to be Mihara, Aspect of Justice. Round end, grant allies in play and in hand +1/+1. Empowered 5, I get Elusive, Lifesteal, and Overwhelm. So this card you're supposed to play on 5 and it's supposed to be boosted, but it also has this hand stuff as well. And Empowered 5, again, I'm assuming it means like you buff 5 allies. I don't know if it has to mean new allies or maybe the same ally. But I'm assuming this is supposed to be triggered by the time it comes out, and it's supposed to have all this stuff. This also makes it so you can go Targon Kai'Sa as well. I'm definitely hearing Kai'Sa when I see a card like this, and also whatever the hell Empowered does, which Kai'Sa would love too. But if you just look at this, there's Elusive, which Targon already had, Fury Overwhelm, 3/4, and this is a 5 cost, which does challenge Kai'Sa for a spot. But with cards like this, boosting Kai'Sa in the hand would be nuts. And I always look out for Kai'Sa, and I see, we have another skill. Stun enemies with less power than me, which synergizes with all the hand buffing. Targon Jin, Targon Jin, you love to see it. Maybe it's a thing. And I've actually tried Targon Jin, and it actually, it's actually like an Aphelios deck, by the way, because Aphelios has a bunch of slow spells when he uses his weapons. I don't think I've ever showcased it, but I did actually think it would actually make a ton of sense. So that's the Lawkeeper. And then they have Kayle. I have +1/+0 for each time an ally attacked with increased power. When I'm summoned or level up, grant other allies +1/+1. So there's an ally summon, and in power 16, I get double attack. So this is, that's her. Yeah, I'm about to say that's not her base form. This is her base form, and she levels up. I have +1 for each. Same thing. When I'm summoned, grant other things. Empowered 6, she gets quick attack, and then if you empower her even further, 16, she gets double attack. She already has quick attack and then overwhelm, so it's a double attack overwhelm unit for a 6-drop. I think that this is even crazier. Oh crap, I just thought about Viego. Jesus Lord. Viego with Viego Targon looking pretty spicy with this Ani stuff. Let me see if Targon explains what empowered is. Here we go. This Legends of Runeterra parody. Empowered, a unit has its empowered bonus while its power is at least the listed number. So this, oh wow, that's kind of nuts. So it's this unit has +3, sorry, if it has at least 3 attack, it has lifesteal. If Kayle has 16 attack, it has double attack. So you have to boost it up that high. So Kayle, now that I know that, so Kayle pretty much leveled if she has 11 power, but if she has at least 6, she has quick attack. So you definitely have to play a lot of these cards, and that's why it is. But see, this is something that I think Kayle is like kind of buns. I could see these cards being strong, right? It does seem nice, but at the same time, right? A lot of these other cards will, I think, fit in other decks, right? So Kayle looks okay, but I definitely think that people are going to take these cards and then put them in other decks. Like this card alone, I think, is going to destroy the game. I think Purifying Flames destroys the game. Completely, solely, and utterly destroys the game, 100%. So, like this one's nice. The round start, then starts buffing stuff. But a lot of, if Empowered works the way that I'm reading it as, a unit has this thing, so like, I think that frostbiting and stuff like that will be extremely, if this deck becomes popular, Frostbite will become popular to just completely nullify not only their attack, but any of the little bonuses that they have. Because once you see, like, just based on reading these, like the amount of buffs that they can do, there's no way you can like reduce that by any way. Like even using Burial Sands, like they'll still have a ton of attack. And the way that this, I don't know if this is a key, like, do you consider this a keyword? Does Burial Sands negate this, or does it Empowered still work even if, you know, you get Burial Sand? I have no idea. So also her champion spell, give an ally I can't take damage or die this round. Give all allies +1 this round. And it's it is burst speed as well. So burst speed, save myself, I don't die, and then they all get a buff. And then this is her champion spell as well. And this is another empower, get lifesteal, celestial blessing, grant an ally in play and an ally in hand +1/+1. Like this gives like a crazy bar. Like obviously I think people are just gonna try Bard Kayle, like it's pretty much written in the stars, right? But I do think that it's going to be a little bit deeper than that. I do think that Kayle's package at the very least will be added into other archetypes, but Kayle, like Kayle herself, like this empowered stuff, it's very easy to shut down. But I do think like using her package and then like using Kai'Sa, I think will be extremely strong, especially because if you could get Kayle with this amount with what is it, 16 power, this is a crazy attack, quick attack, overwhelm, and double attack. And as long as it exists, then you can just put on the Void Abomination. So that's just the end of that, right? Let's see. So next we have the Void Gate. So now we're going into Shurima cards. When you summon an ally or an ally dies, grant each of its positive keywords to 3 allies in your deck. What in the fuck is that? Dude, are you fucking serious? What the? This is so good. This is obviously it's synergized with the Swinging Glaive as well. It synergizes with like the Voidlings, and like it kind of cycles itself. Cause just think about it. Once you play Void Gate, like you have a thing that dies at one, let's say it has quick attack, right? It gains quick attack to 3 allies, right? So those 3 allies may, like now they have quick attack, spell shield, something else, and now they're gonna grant it. This is like a super Kaiser card, like it's insane. But even still, like something like Victor, and I actually have a Victor deck that's in Shurima right now, but even something like Victor would fucking love this shit, because like if you kill a Victor that has a ton of positive keywords and spreads it to 3 other allies, and then you run like a prediction stylish deck, you can find those cards. Like you can find the cards that have the keywords. This is an insanely good card, and you will be seeing me test the fuck out of it. Next one is going to be the Rock Bear Shepherd. When you summon an ally, advance your highest countdown landmark to 1 round. When I'm summoning a hibernating Rock Bear. This card is actually good for the second part mostly, but I do like when you summon it. Wait, whoa! I just misread that. When you summon an ally, advance your highest countdown landmark 1 round. This is Shurima support. I mean, like mono Shurima. Fuck the hibernating Rock Bear. Summoning an ally, like Sand Soldiers would accelerate the living fuck out of the Sun Disc now. Dude, you might be able to super, oh my god. And let's take that out of the equation. Just think of the landmark decks that exist in the game. You start summoning stuff and then like it goes down, like especially like some of the bigger, oh my god, this card's nuts. Blue? This is like a purple. You'll definitely see me testing that one out too. So far, so fucking good, so amazing at that. Accolades, relinquishly. When I'm summoned, create a Ruinous Acolyte in hand. When you destroy me, create a create this card in the top 5 cards of your deck. So Ruinous Accolade is a card I don't remember. I'm pretty sure, hold on. By the way, I got a really spicy deck coming up. Well, it's the deck that you guys asked for, so yeah, I figured it was this one. So destroy a landmark, play to grant these cards +1/+1 everywhere. So they come back stronger and stronger and stronger. So when you summon, you get that in the hand to then kill this, and then it cycles itself. So it's actually like a self thing. You summon this, it summons, you summon this, it puts that card in your hand. When it's destroyed, which you will destroy to boost the thing up, you create one of them in the top 5 cards in your deck, and you're supposed to just cycle it. It's actually, and it also is pretty good for the other archetypes, but it seems like I feel like this is a little bit too slow, and constantly putting that one little combo in your deck over and over again, I think you just kind of screw up your draws. I don't think this card will be that great. This one, Shape of Fear. Kill an ally to summon an encroaching miss. Viego support. Viego! And it's 1 mana. I feel that that's just kind of dumb. I thought that they would have learned from Hate Spike. Yes, you're killing an ally and then you're putting something over there. You're not pinging something for damage. But even encroaching miss can become extremely huge. So 1 mana summon a 7/7 or some shit like that is what I'm thinking it's going to be. Like, it's, you know, that's kind of nuts. That's kind of nuts. Next up is going to be the Deathless Knight. When I would gain Ephemeral, give me... Whoa. Whoa. That's kind of cool. Not... like, because there's a couple cards that do that, right? And also, does that work with... the Harrowing? If I Harrowing the Deathless Knight, does he just give himself +1/+1 and then he's just a 6 cost 6/6? You know, like, does he just get rid of it forever? You know, like that just, I'm assuming that's what it is. And also, there's a lot of revive cards that give this keyword as well, and then he would just get rid of it and then just become a 6/6. So really cool card. Next one, summon a attacking as a 2-drop. Oh lord. I mean, he doesn't have hallowed himself, but he summons a hallowed unit each time. So that's some Gwen support. Really cool card, actually. Like that. Next up is going to be the World Ender. Reduce my cost by 1 for each time an equipped or darkened ally has struck this game. Assimilate allies equipped with the darkened. So I saw that assimilate was one of these other keywords that we have here. And assimilate means transform allies equipped with darkened equipment into their darkened unit forms. If they are champions, they level up. What? Oh, it's like a big card though. And it also doesn't seem to, wait, is that because it's Aatrox's card? Okay, it's because it's Aatrox's card. But yeah. So reduce my cost by 1 for each time an equipped ally or darken is struck. So you can get this down pretty low, especially if you get a weapon early, super early. And the fact that it will change all of the, like, if you have an equipment on, so if you have Zulani's equipment, it will just transform it. That's actually super strong. That's super strong. You can have a board full of absolute nonsense doing that. Next up, we do have the World Ender. You may put any non-champion Darkin into your deck during deck building. Once you've played or summoned 3 different other Darkins, draw an Aatrox. So they actually went in a different direction. So we all assumed that they were going to go to a route. We also assumed that they were going to go in a route that it was going to be skills, right? So they didn't do that. They actually are going to make a more Darkin rich deck. So you can, non-champion Darkins, which is going to be, you can put all the equipments in the deck. You can do all that, and then you can still bind it with a card like Kain. So Kain Aatrox is still a thing, but this is actually a Jhin. This is actually a Jhin thing, and I've spoken about this a lot in a lot of videos. But this is actually a very, very open-ended thing. This is a very, very open-ended type, and like the more darkened stuff that they put in, the stronger this gets. Same thing with Jhin. The more play effects and the more slow speed spells, fast speed spells they put in the game, Jhin starts to become stronger. And obviously the more skill based stuff that they put in the game, Jhin becomes stronger. So you have to always keep that in mind. So what else we got? The Darkened Blade, which gives regeneration. Oh my lord, that is such a strong keyword to give, but unfortunately stuck on this bad boy. Aatrox is a 6-drop, 6-drop 9/9. What the fuck? And when he's on the field, Darken allies cost 5 less. When I'm summoned or strike, heal your Nexus. Heal your Nexus too. And he has Overwhelm. So, Avatar of the Blood, anyone? Yes, sir. That makes Shurima. But the thing, it doesn't matter, because you can pair it with Shurima, but you can still get all the Darkened weapons, right? So that, oh my god. He's gonna be insane. He is going to be insane. And then they have this, Aatrox and enemy strike each other. That must be coming from something else. Aatrox and an enemy strike each other, create a Deathbringer Descent, which is this card. So it all starts from this, which is his champion spell. Deathbringer Sweep. Aatrox and an enemy strike each other, create a Deathbringer Slash into the deck. Then you make this one. So he could and he's striking, right? So strikes, so this is close combat, things of that nature will actually will heal the Nexus. When you close combat with Aatrox, you heal the Nexus too. Just a heads up, just in case you was trying to figure that out. That's actually nuts. And the fact that Darkened allies cost 5 less, this motherfucker is free Joel. Free Joel. 5-mana Tarush, and like I said, with Spirit of the the Altar of Blood, and you guys saw that I put Altar of Blood in literally every freaking Darkened deck. This is just free. It's so free. Like it's insanely free. But let's see what Aatrox is. No, this is Aatrox. Oh no. This is Aatrox leveled. That's Aatrox leveled. So this is his actual original format. So still a really strong thing. And oh, when I'm summoning a strike, heal the Nexus. Oh, but it still works. And create a World Ender in hand if you don't have one, and you played the World Ender. So you have to actually activate that card, this card, and then he actually evolves. So you have to strike with a bunch of equipped and darkened allies, and then that happens, which is super easy to do, super free. And the Rune Mage. Oh my god, it's Rise. Yeah, Rise. Rise is being put in the game. That's so weird. The Rune Mage. You may put any non-targeted burst or focus speed spells into your deck. Okay, so this is the real Jhin. At the start of the game, create 2 Delve into the Past into your deck for each Rise that started in the game. So you do 3 Rises, you get 6 of Delve into the Past. I was like, I want to see what Delve into the Past is. Choose one of 2 world runes you don't have in play or in hand and create it in hand. If you can't, draw 1. So the shards, right? World runes. These are the world runes, or the shards. This is getting complicated. All right, so I don't know why they dropped it like this, by the way. It's kind of nerve-wracking to do all this. So violence, this is a shard of violence. When I'm played, if I'm unique, activate all your other world runes. When I'm played or activated, draw 1. So same thing, when I'm played or activated, refill to spell mana. And these are landmarks that don't have countdown, so they just kind of sit there all day. Reverence. The madness, when I'm played or activated, create a rune prison in hand, or if you have one, reduce the cost. Shard of Hope, when I'm summoned or activated, heal allied rises and two nexus, your nexus 2. When I'm played or activate, deal 2 to the weakest enemy. So it has like, he has a skill, and then that's the rise. Let's look at base rise. When I'm summoned or round start, create 2 delve into the passes into the deck. I see 3+ unique world runes. He has to see it, so he has to be summoned into it. Then if you get him to evolve, activate all your world runes. If you have 5 unique runes, destroy the enemy nexus. Okay, all right. Yeah, I have no idea what the hell that is. Like, that's just, so he has an auto win condition pretty much. Now, it's talking about activating the shards. It seems just very confusing. I probably need a video on this. His champion spell is discard, draw 3, discard any followers drawn. So if you have a spell-based deck or a landmark deck, as you can see here, you would just not, you wouldn't discard that. But the fact that you can put any focus speed or focus or burst speed that can't target something, like I think Ari's focus speed spell wouldn't be able to be used here. The Rune Prison is a fast speed spell, stunning an attacking enemy. Overload is a skill, but it's...
A few moments later.
Alright, I'm back. I had to take a whole ass break, bro. I had to take a whole ass break. There's way too much stuff reading. I was like, where the hell is Overload coming from, man? Because all these cards are generated from Delve into the Past, and you have to like kind of draw into them. So I'm assuming if you don't draw into Delve into the Past, I feel like you just kind of sit on your ass. Like, is there a way that, can he like draw them or something? Yeah, round start. Yeah, he'll just keep creating them in the deck over and over and over again. But it's pretty much a win con though. So it's like it's a win con. So it seems okay, but you have to find a way to get the Delve into the Past like out of your deck. The only thing that I could think of off the top of my head is Karma, not Karma specifically, but like a deck that gets, oh well, yeah, Karma as an Ionia. So if I were to go in the deck that I'm about to showcase, that's gonna be released after this, if well actually it should have released already, like a Spirit of Wuju. Spirit of Wuju can just get this immediately, right? Spirit of Wuju gets this. You put one of the world runes in play. And there's other cards I think that draw spells. Iona Rise, boom, I just made the deck for you right there. Because there's 2 cards, there's the River Shaper, and the River Shaper, this one, and that's the only one. You start playing these over and over again, and you get the Madness, you get all these, and I think there's specifically 5 too, so you have to have these there. So there you go, just made the best Rise deck in 2 seconds. There we go. And I'm actually curious to see if someone else came to that conclusion too, but we'll see. Cunning Kitten, when I'm summoned, if I was created, draw 1 and grant me +2/+2. That's fucking nuts. All right, we don't even, that's absolutely disgusting. So copying this card multiple times over and over and over again is just nuts. It's already a 2/3, a 2-cost 2/3. It's already overstated. And the fact that it then can turn into a 4/4 that draws 1, and if you Evil Imperfectionist copy it, it's a 1-drop that does that keeps cycling. And then if you activate Victor, which like I said, Victor has some love, a little bit of love. Let's see if he gets a little bit more love. Then we have Strike, create a random 2-cost, random new 2-cost card in hand. That's obviously Seraphine support, which is weird. A lot of people hate her guts right now, but it is still decent, especially for Victor. A lot of stuff that works for Seraphine also works for Victor as well, because there's a lot of free created cards. So, you know, it looks like they're supporting that archetype a little bit more for God knows what reason, but hey, it is what it is. Next up is going to be our card, create a random 2-cost spell in hand, reduces cost by 2 and granted fleeting. So random 2-cost spell that you just kind of have to play. And this is also a 2-cost spell, which can give you 2, if Seraphine's level, it will give you 2 random 2-cost spells in hand that are reduced to 0 that is fleeting. Yeah, I'm not really sure about why they did that. Caustic Rift, flow, I cost 1 less, deal 1 to all enemies. So 3 mana, if not 2, don't care. Reveler's Feast, deal 2 to an ally, give +2 to allies this round. Like a different version for Vlad, but I don't know. That seems pretty but it could, this actually could be lethal depending on the board state, right? 100%. Next up is going to be Crimson Pigeon. Support, deal 1 to my supported ally to grant me +1. This asshole pigeon. More Vlad support, but that's kind of weird. Unless they're rotating or whatever they're gonna do to Vlad, I don't see the purpose of giving him more support. He had no problems actually leveling up, in my personal opinion. I think Vlad was always pretty much leveled. I think the problem was that, like, it didn't matter. It really didn't matter at the end of the day if he was leveled. He didn't end games like that. They gave him fearsome, and that's just not a game-ending keyword, especially as the meta progressed, and now, especially now, you bring in Kale and all that +1/+1 and stuff like that. Like, Vlad just dies. Like, I don't even see what the purpose of this, unless they change them. Ionia getting their lovely darkened weapon. It's going to be a darkened fan. Attack, summoning an attacking Dragonling. You may spend 9 mana to play Pra, the Breachwalker. Let's look at Pra. Oh, I like it. So what do? Play, and when I transform, summon 2 Ethereal copies of me, grant 1 lifesteal, 1 So that's kind of busted. And just imagine with the World Ender, you're just attacking with this, and you just keep it then, and then all of a sudden, whatever dumb fucking thing, whatever dumb thing that you have that has this on it just becomes this. But you don't get to play. Oh no, play and when I transform, and you could make that happen a lot, right? Like you could replay this a lot of times. Like, I definitely think that Aatrox with the Altar of Blood, like I said, which I predicted already, that Aatrox and the Altar of Blood will be a thing. You'll be able to get some of these things out quicker, and also you'll be able to get Aatrox out quicker, which Aatrox coming out quicker is really where you want to go. Twin Wind technique: pick a follower, summon an exact Ethereal copy of it. If it's an enemy, stun it. So I could actually pick one of your units and then make a copy of it, and then it's stun at the same time. This card's gonna be good, and I say specifically it's gonna be good because of all the other crap that's in the game. It just seems like a nice card to use, but I do think that copying one of your own units and doing some fun stuff with it will be nuts. Okay, so this is the real one. Summon when I'm summoned, or summon when I'm summoned. Summon a Navori Brigade, or give other allies +1/+1. These are the 2 other versions of it. Next up, we have the Black Flame. Play, capture an ally. When you attack for the first time each round, summon a... What? That is so unique. That is so unique. That's just cool. Because depending on what you... This is content creator heaven. Depending on what you capture, like something that comes out on a consistent basis, like just let's go off the basis of just a summon effect, right? Just something that has a good summon effect. What if I capture Fallen Feline? Let's just go there, right? I capture Fallen Feline. I just make a ton of Hexite crystals in my deck. I capture the Spirit of Wuju. It just keeps attacking. I keep getting a free one every time. And also there's just other cards that since it's summoned attacking, then you have cards that have good attack effects, right? Like something that gain something when it attacks, like, I don't know, Legion Marauder. Imagine a Legion Marauder that keeps attacking over and over again, that keeps doing that. Or, I don't know, the Cambodian Soldier that keeps summoning Encroaching Soldier. And since it says ally, you can actually capture a champion. This card's busted. No further need to there. This card's absolutely busted and will be seen in a ton of decks. We have a Darkened Spear. So yes, here it is. I've been so curious. What will the Darkened Spear, and this is the Freljord version, grant the top grant the top allies +1/+1 in your deck. We thought it would work with Frostbite, but it seems to not. It works with buffing. And then we have this card, attack from the top 6 cards of your deck. Summon an attacking follower or non-champion Darken and grant it +1/+1 from the top 6 cards of your deck. So let's say non-champion Darken, so it can't be Varus or anything like that. It has to be a Darken. But when they say a Darken off the top of the deck, so that must mean that this card summons, like, this card technically would see the fan and would then turn it automatically into Pra, right? Like, that's what it's kind of saying. So this card enables, the like the Darken units as well, which is kind of nuts. Very strong effect, actually. Here to help, give an ally +0/+3 this round. If it's damaged, +2/+3. It's a cheaper Braum spell. And then they have the Wild Mysticism. 5 costs, grant a get a empty mana gem, summon a Feral Mystic. I don't think Feral Mystic. Oh, Feral Mystic is in the game? Oh, okay. Feral Mystic is this card. Overwhelm +1/+4 if you're enlightened. So it's a empty mana gem card that actually gives you a unit. Actually pretty good. And honestly, the more, sorry, but the more ramp cards that they put in the deck, sorry, not in the deck, but in the game, so you can put it in the deck, the stronger ramp becomes, right? Because then it becomes more consistent for you to actually draw into ramp cards. So this is a really good card. I actually think it's a slightly better, like, not better than the Heal to the Face, right? Because that's burst speed, but summoning a unit so you can actually preemptively do this for a blocker at the very least is very strong. Paliporo in power 3, so as long as it has 3 attack, it has overwhelm, regeneration, and tough. Really good. Woolly Snail Moth is an overwhelm that has regeneration if you give it +2 attack. The Roar of Acacia is going to be summoned to Acacia Mirages, equipped with up to 2 equipments in hand that cost 2 less. Petricite Charger, formidable. I don't take damage from enemies' skills or spells.
6.5 hours later.
So I fell asleep in the middle of everything. I don't know where I stopped. Petricite Charger. I don't take damage from enemy spells or skills. Really good. You can actually boost this up with, we now know with all the other cards you absolutely can. Amazing. Making this like a crazy 3-drop because you'd have to just trade into it or you have to straight up kill it. This card actually will be a beast. Oh my god, when did they just do this out of nowhere, man? I hate them so much. First time you summon another elite, grant me +2/+2. And it's elite itself, so they actually stack on each other. More elite cards and monsters is actually crazy, you know. The more elites that they drop, the better that deck obviously gets. So I'll say that, but who knows how strong that will be. What is this? Champion Strength. Give allies +4/+4 this round. If you have the attack token, give them Scout this round. Otherwise, Rally. So if you don't have the attack token, they don't get Scout, and you just Rally instead. So it's an 8 cost. Actually, that's pretty cool. So an 8 cost, and this is actually I think this is in a trailer, one of the trailers. So it's an 8 cost +4/+4. Regardless, either you're getting Scout or you're rallying, right? So it's a good card. I could see this actually being just a general one-off, right? Like a one of whatever. Like it just seems like it's just a nice card that if you're having Demacia, I can see you just throwing one of them in there. It's kind of like Judgment, right? Like it's just a really good card, has a great effect. It's a high mana cost, but whenever it's played, it does something immediately good. And if you are in Demacia and you do have a good board, that's good for blocking. Because like if you were just using it to block or to stall, you can then stall into a attack of your own, or you can just sit there and, like, you just ruin their turn. And I think that this card you actually will see in Demacia decks, at least like I said, as a one-off, because it's just really strong on your turn, my turn, you know, anyone's turn. It's just you just slap it down, and it usually will either stop an attack or end the game, or this is actually very strong. It's super strong, better than Judgment, because at least Judgment there's no attacking that needs to be done, but at least here you get that stuff. And then God knows what this is, as we all know with all the other empowered stuff, +4 to whatever, to anything, it's insane. It is this round, which I do like the balance of. I don't think I've mentioned it from my limited memory of being awake. I don't think I mentioned empowered. It's cool because at least it's not permanent. Like it's stuff that goes up and down. So these per round stuff, there's a lot of cards, especially like in Demacia, not Demacia, sorry, Fresi and Noxus, that are extremely high, like giving something +5, like with the other card. You can actually see that might be a thing. Like maybe Kale, wherever the hell she is, will be with Demacia. Oh my god, Noxus. I can't. I promise I'm not high. I promise I'm not high. Okay, next up is going to be Eye of God. It is equipment and attack, spawn 2. Now, I'm not exactly sure if this would be like a Alawi card or anything like that. It just seems like a pretty decent spell. It's 2 costs. It's not darkened or anything like that. And every time you attack, you spawn 2, which is not spawned attacking unless you already have a tentacle that's attacking, and then he gets +2. It seems great for Illaoi, but I think the problem, and I was actually talking to my friend about this recently, the problem with Illaoi is the fact that, the problem with Illaoi is that the whole tentacle can be answered by so many stupid little things that it's annoying to try to keep one unit on a floor and keep it up, especially with the randomness that Seraphine is putting out, which they're actually put out Seraphine support. So I don't really know if this card will ever see the light of day. It's kind of like the origami cutter, like it doesn't give you any base stats. So yeah, you can forge it all day, but like unless you're gonna have, I feel like unless you're gonna have this unit attack a lot, like with Vayne, like so you'd have to go like Demacia Bilgewater. I feel like it's not gonna do the trick. So next up we have the Willy Newtfish. It has Nexus Strike, draw 1, and give it fleeting. So this is obviously to the whole drawing thing. It's in Bilgewater. TF likes it. This is it's just a good card. Actually, this would make this whole Bilgewater thing actual thing, like a Bilgewater Demacia, right? Because you can tumble this, and then you could draw, and then give it fleeting. You might not care about the card, but it actually gives it hope. And it's also another elusive that Bilgewater has, which I think you would just literally run this in aggro, pirate aggro, right? Because why not? It's just an elusive. It gives you a draw 1. You could draw into lethal. You could draw into an answer. If you put it on the left side, maybe, you know, I think you'll see this card a lot. And it's a green, which makes it seem like you'll definitely run it more often. Oh no, what happened? What happened? So the Darkened Staff. So the other one was the Spear, so the Staff. So strike, refill 1 spell mana. So this one's a little bit different than the Rod, right? The one that comes out of the Weapon Master. And it's strike. And it gives impact. This was actually something that I wanted because I was actually doing a lot of testing on impact itself. And the testing went terrible, but impact was not as cool as I thought it was. But what it does do, however, is that it gives impact is like a strike from that unit. That's why for Rumble, you know, Rumble loves impact, right? Because it counts as damage that he's dealt. If for characters that do damage, it does work for them. Like Yi, which you would never purposely put impact on him, it does count towards him. So that's a nice thing to have. But for most people, it doesn't do shit. So it is what it is. So what are you spending 8 mana for? Look at, oh, that looks insanely cool. That's a really cool art. When you spend spell mana, grant me impact for every, what the fuck? Well, let's keep in mind that it does say spell mana, right? So there's a lot that goes along with it. Like, so pretty much every turn you can only get 3 spell mana, but I don't know if that's retroactive though, like in the game, or is it once he's out? So that's the one thing I wouldn't know. How does that, where do you start counting that? Now, if this is in the game, that's busted. This guy will come out and keep gaining impact stacks like for everything, because I feel like he has to be that, or else this impact would literally mean nothing. But still very strong, because as we all know, impact actually does do a lot of damage, especially if you can keep attacking. I mean, Vayne, is it now? I feel like Vayne is the new card. Like when you start seeing cards about like deal with attacking, you're just like, yeah, if I just make it tumble like 8 times, I win the game. But yes, this tumbling with at least 5 impact, and this is like the cooler way to do impact, right? Especially because some of the other cards in Bandle City were like, you had to summon 6 minions or 4 minions, and then I get impact, and it was just stupid. But this one will literally keep stacking impact, along with the fact that you could spend spell mana giving it impact, and then it will get more impact. Like it's insane. But it's basically, it should get 3 a turn, even if it works the other way that I'm talking about. And that's 3, 6, 9 impact is like, it's kind of nuts. And also impact works, which you won't say here. As long as it's attacking, and you could strike other stuff, like again Vayne, and you have close combat. If you close combat something else, that impact will do that, and you can have it trigger twice. So there's a lot that could be done with this, and I think a lot of Vayne decks are going to be coming out the woodworks. And of course, you guys already know. You know your boy's going to do the Altar of Blood for all these new ones that we have. So you guys don't have to worry about that. So of course Aatrox as well. Next up is going to be Curious Changelings. When an ally follower transform into another unit, transform me into an that's just cool. That's just fucking sick. And that's why they went follower, because then this could have transformed into champions. Evelyn would have absolutely loved this card. But it's just really cool that when an allied follower transforms into something, so you could stack that into, like, this screams P&Z, like, to make it with P&Z and Piltover, change a modifier over, whatever, and then you get another copy of that new unit with this unit, and this one transforms, and then Chief will heal this unit and then also give it impact. So, oof, woo, that sounds cool. And this, by the way, let's go all the way up to the depths, but Assimilate is a transform card, basically a transform vocabulary or whatever. So it actually synergizes a little bit with this World Ender bullshit. So like you could actually have these transform into another Darken while this is out. So it's just a fun thought of that this card will be something else. Oh, we're almost at the end. So Poro Stories, create 3 random 1-cost Poros in hand. That's pretty good. Bando City card. Pretty good, especially if you're going Poros, but even better if you're going Bando City Victor. To me, this screams Bando City Victor. 2 mana, create 3 1-cost cards in the hand, and then you play those 1-cost cards, and for very cheap, that's 3 level ups towards Victor in a pretty much like a prank deck is what you would run this in. And some of the Poros are not that bad, so yeah. But yeah, I could also see you running this with the Bando City, Freljord, and you run a Poro deck, which Poro decks are not that bad either. And last but not least, we have the Puzzling Signpost. Return a fast or slow spell to hand or destroy a unit's equipment. Return a fast or slow spell to hand. Now, I'm assuming it's on the stack. So what I'm assuming that means is that I play Mystic Shot, they play Deny, I play Puzzling Signpost to get back my Mystic Shot. That just seems stupid, but I could see how that works. This is like it's like a Jin card, like because you're playing a fast speed spell to get back a fast or slow speed spell that you just used. But as I just noticed, it does not say mine, and it does not say like a specific hand. So actually, I could use this on the Deny. So they deny me. So this is actually a deny. Because you obviously can't deny or anything like that a burst speed spell or focus, right? So what this card is, it actually gives Bando City a deny, which is insane. Now, if something happened on play, you don't get that. It doesn't resolve, right? I'm assuming that doesn't resolve, but you still have the ability to just make that thing fizzle. And it also doesn't work on skills, as obviously you can't throw a skill back in the hand. Now, it also gives them equipment destruction, which you're gonna definitely need. There's too many good equipments now. People are definitely going to need to tech that, especially if Aatrox's deck goes off the Richter. And that's a free draw as well. Destroy something and then draw a card. Yeah, busted. I think you run this as a 3 of in your Bando City deck, 100%. So let me know. I don't know if people get full access. I don't know if they're just doing reveals differently now. I definitely think, like I said, Rise Ionia. I had a couple predictions in here. Like I said, Kale's package is more impressive than her herself. I do want to see Kale with Kai'Sa, because the empowered package and any other additional cards with that just seems absolutely nuts. Because them just having it for like 2 seconds will still help with Kai'Sa, and Targon already had a decent amount of stuff, so I do think that that's what's going to be like. Especially look, like this card's nuts. Like empowered 5 and it gets all that stupid shit. Empowered 5. Like that's so easy to do in this deck and any like hand buffy stuff. And the fact that you could like I said, Pale Cascade into it, like people won't, like, how do you react? You don't know if he's going to all of a sudden have elusive and lifesteal. Like that's such, oh, whoo, baby. Lawkeeper is also a pretty good card. Like I like the empowered stuff. Like I said, Voidgate's crazy. Rock Bear Shepherd, fucking insane. I can't like this card. I think might be the best thing because I feel like it's gonna put Shurima on the map. It's gonna put Shurima in a land that you do not want to see anymore, because it's gonna allow you to, like I said, summon that 1/1, the OG 1/1, and like actually progress the landmark, the sun god, the sun disc by 2. And if Azir's out, like you could even have like the other thing, and it'll just accelerate it like crazy. This card I actually predict will like actually make Shurima a little bit OD, you might have to kill this card like as soon as it pops out, because if you let it stay out for even a couple turns, you will be progressing the Sun Disc like insane, like absolutely insane. I like the Deathless Knight. Aatrox seems insane. Definitely have to try out Aatrox. Same thing with Rise. Definitely want to try out Rise. Cunning Kitten was pretty cool. Let me see. I'm just scaling down. All the other new Darkened weapons seem like nuts. I don't know why they added 2 Vladimir cards, unless I know that they said they might rotate him, so maybe he's going to come back. But why? It seems like they're making him the same. That makes no sense. The Darkened Fan. Another empowered, summon 2 copies of itself with, so it's 3 of these fuckers with, this seems nuts. Seems nuts. And Ionia actually has a draw equipment thing, so a landmark that does that. So this might be stronger than I think more people would actually realize. This might be really, really strong. The Black Flame really like the Black Flame needs its own deck. Like it needs a deck, because like it should, like this is strong. This is really powerful because you're constantly summoning a unit and the opponent has to destroy this in order for it to stop. And when you attack for the first time each round, like this could be like Cataclysm and stuff like that, and depending on what card it is, it's nuts. And yeah, it only happens once per turn, so if it's like a rally card, let's say Tiana Crown Guard for some dumb awful reason, you know, still you get a free rally every turn. And it could be, like I said, a champion, something that the opponent can't mess with. Like this card's so nuts. This one, the Darkened Spear, another free way to get a free Darken out, which is kind of nuts. Let's see, I do like the Petricite Charger in some of these hand boosty decks. This thing might get out of control, and it doesn't take any damage from spells or skills. You have to like damage it. Giving this even regen, which is very easy to do, might be an absolute problem. I fully predict the Petricite Charger being a collected pain in a lot of people's asses in the future. Like I said, this one, Bando City stuff, cool. We went over it. I gotta edit this down because I fell asleep at least 2 or 3 times in the recording of this. So yeah, I have some work to do. Let me know what you guys think, and I'm super excited. I can't wait to start really making decks with this shit. And yeah, I'm out. Peace.